It's truly a blessing to do this. Um, so this is gonna be, part two, real quick. I'm gonna make them in several different parts. I don't know how many. I'm gonna try to make them a little shorter, maybe. I don't know. You guys, a lot of people they said they prefer the longer one. Some prefers the shorter. So we're going to try to please everybody, which I know is impossible. But so part two, man. Let me just do a quick recap, man. So this is just my story from the time when I started changing my life. I'm gonna get really personal with a lot of things, and I'm gonna even go back. We're gonna talk about the past, and because you got to go to your past, man. It tells you not necessarily who you are, but how you got to where you're at. But so a quick recap, man. So I ended up was arrested. Um, I went to jail. Was blessed with the opportunity to go to rehab. Went to rehab. Now, mind you, this was like the 30th rehab trip, and man, I didn't. Man, God had some plans for me, man. I thought it was just going to be another go around, man, another merry-go-round, and from the rehab, I went to a halfway house, and at the halfway house, man, I started following a program. I'm good when I'm being told what to do in programs and stuff like that. So I started. You work your way up to a W. That's like it's SHOW. It's called show, and I can't forget the acronym for it. But basically, the W is your highest. You can go places. You can get a job. You don't need a chaperone to go somewhere. You get just certain privileges, man. But like you gotta keep it. Once you earn it, you gotta keep it too. And honestly, out of all the people that I was there with, several hundred came and went. I think there was like 5 of us that stayed and maintained the W. And I started, I was kind of proud of that, man, because I was never accountable for anything, man. And so I was working and stuff, and like new people would come in, and man, when new people come in, like they're looking to belong somewhere, man. That's in life in general. So these new cats would come in, and I would show them the rope, because like in a program like recovery, and I'm not deep in it as some people, and God bless you, whatever you want to call your program, but you better do some. That's all. We'll leave it at that. So these guys is looking for guidance, man. They're looking, to show them the way. They're new. They feel uncomfortable. They feel alienated. They just want to be accepted, man. And so I was showing what to do, man. And like I said, I was spreading positive stuff, man. Like, listen, man, it's all about integrity. Integrity is a big part of staying clean and maintaining, like, who you are, man. Because like what you do in the dark will come to the light, man. So these guys now, like I said, I'm working. And like this whole time, because like I said, I've done this all before, man. And nothing was ever different, because like I said, I would do what I want. I would pick and choose on what I wanted to do. But just things was starting to feel different, man. Dots were being connected. Things were falling into place. I started leaning on God more. I started praying a lot more, man. And some of the prayers, they were answered. They just weren't being answered in the way that I wanted them. But I didn't see it then yet. Like I told you, the little God wink moments, man. And so like I said, man, I was working a job. So I was able to leave the house and come back at a certain time. Now, mind you, I still had to make time for recovery and stuff like that, because I was in a recovery-based program. And but I was doing shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like at the house. And this may not seem like a big deal, and I cannot stress this enough. These things is of the utmost importance. As a drug addict, I can recognize, I have a problem. But it's the little things, I don't see. Why I didn't see then. Like, with certain little character defects, man, like shit that I would do. All right, now, for instance, like, I like Red Bull. I'm in this empty can now, but I do. So I would, and knowing I'm not allowed to have shit like that there. I'm not allowed to have it on the grounds or when you leave. You're just not. It was a rule. It don't matter how dumb it is or how stupid you think it is. It's a rule they set up in place for a reason. Now, mind you, so I'd get up in the morning at 4, get ready, and I had to ride the bus. And I was new in this town, so I had to get up extra early to make sure I didn't be late for work. Because for me, punctuality is important. It's one of the most important things in my life, even today, because it helps keep me in my routine that I created for myself. And so I buy these Red Bulls and stuff, and you know, people think like, man, that ain't a big deal. It ain't a big deal. And you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not. But here's the thing, like it's a rule. So, anyways, so I drink these Red Bulls, go to work, and not even think twice about it, man. Not even think nothing else about it. And then I would get back to the house and stuff, and you know, like I said, we'd get in a big circle and we'd share things on how our day was, or we would do some kind of recovery-based lecture or whatever, man. And so I would start sharing on things, like, you know, especially because, you know, people there, a lot of people, you know, it's uncomfortable to share. So I would start sharing to try to, you know, break the ice and get some new people to share. And, you know, so automatically people, you know, would start to, like, I don't want to say look up to me, but look up to me. And not that I was nothing special, but I've been there for a while. I knew the program. I knew how things went. And I was actually, you know, putting work in, man. I was actually changing a lot of my behaviors. So, you know, I would talk to these guys and I would say all these things, and I would say, you know, integrity's, you know, doing the right thing when no one's looking, right? And then immediately that Red Bull can popped into my head. And I didn't understand why at first, and I didn't even really say nothing about it, man. Like, so it just bothered me. You know, so I went to bed that night, and I'm laying in bed. And, you know, after I did my prayers, you know, I asked God to, you know, come in and give me guidance and advice or anything you need. And I just lay there, because sometimes when my prayers, the only thing that I hear is be still. So I'd be still and I listen. And then I would get it, my thoughts like, Jay, you're doing great. You know, but also you're telling these guys about integrity. And yeah, you're doing a program, you're doing everything but you're supposed to, but you're not following all the rules. You're still picking and choosing on what you're wanting to do and what you're not. And man, it hit me like a ton of bricks. It did, man. And I know, like, a lot of people's not going to get the idea, like, oh, what's a Red Bull? It's not a big deal. It ain't. It's not the Red Bull. It's the fact. It's the action behind it. Again. So there's rules in place for a reason. It don't matter if I like them or want to follow them. You know, I'm there because obviously I don't know how to live life without putting drugs in my body, and I need to be showed how. So from that day forward, I made a vow. I said, you know what? I don't care what the rules are. I'm going to follow them all to a T. So I went, and, you know, I even shared on it at the meeting, you know, a few nights later, like, guys, you know, I sit here, and, you know, I got something to share, man. Like, I sit here and tell you guys, man, to follow all the rules, whether you like them or not. It's just the way it is, and you should, you know. But here I was, and I said, guys, you know what? Like, I've been doing shit. I've been, you know, and I told on myself. Because here's the thing. It's those secrets that keep you sick. No matter how small of a secret you think it is. If you know in your heart that it's wrong, man, it's wrong. And it'll keep you sick. And what it does is it keeps you lying, deceiving, manipulating. All the traits of a drug addict, right? So now I'm sitting here and I don't say nothing about it because I'm still acting like I'm doing great and I'm doing all this and I'm following all the rules, and I wasn't. So that just sits on your conscience, man. So now you hide it. And then when something else, you know, you do and you're not supposed to do, you hide it too. And it just got this snowball effect. And I know people don't think it's a big deal, but man, it truly is a big deal. And, you know, integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking, man. You won't have any thoughts of shame, or because I felt shameful, man. I'm sharing with these guys and they're looking up to me and they're looking for guidance, and they're like, man, because the only thing a person needs to do is see one person do the right thing, man, and that shit can be contagious, man. You know, it broke my heart to see how many people left that treatment either, you know, AMA, used, or completed and went out and got high and died. But I had many chances. You know, I could have left early and still completed. But like I said, I knew in my heart I was there for a reason. I am the type of person that has to, like I said, man, you have to be all in. You have to let go of your pride and ego at the door. You have to be willing to do things you don't want to do. You have to be willing to be completely uncomfortable to get comfortable. You have to share everything, man. Your secrets will keep you sick. you know, it's like it manifests in the dark, man. Like it tears up and eats you. And there's just the Red Bull was like one of my main things. There was times when I didn't make my bed or something, but that is another thing, man. People that say make your bed in the morning, and people are like, "Well, I'm just gonna get it in tonight." But it's important to make your bed, man, because that's your first thing in the morning. That's your first task in the morning. That's your goal. You completed that. And if you're anything like me, like you need them little victories, man, because I'm quick to be hopeless or get real negative, man. And like I said, attitude's a big thing, man. You gotta change your attitude. Trust me, there's always somebody out there that got it way worse than you. But like I said, so I told on myself, I stopped buying Red Bull. I started doing everything, and I would watch people continuously. We'd go to the store because I could, like I'd walk people to the store that wasn't a W, and I would see them buy scratch-off tickets. I would see those buy, they would buy, like, you could buy Kratom and shit from the gas station up here. You could buy just a lot of stuff, and just a lot of stuff we wasn't allowed to have. And, granted, not everything everybody did made it, they went out and used, but I'm just saying, it's that, if you can't follow rules in a program that's 6 months long or however long you're going to be there, if you can't follow all those rules, how are you going to follow rules in life? And that's when the light bulb went off. Boom. But I continued to work on me, man, because I knew, I wanted something different. And, then this woman came to see me. And this woman that came to see me, my whole life changed completely. Now, guys, I'm going to need you to comment, like, and subscribe on this, man. It's going to get really deep. Find out tomorrow who this woman is and what she came to see me about. If nobody told you today they loved you, that's because no one does. I'm just kidding, guys. I love you. I'm here. If you need me, reach out. I will not enable your shit, but I will do anything in my power to help anybody who needs it. God bless you guys, and good night.